Hello, welcome back to Farmbiz with Markay. We are in the few hours into the seven right now because they've not complete these chicks that we talk about 6 days and some hours ago. They've not completed exactly 7 days. Now, based on my physical observation, is very key when you are brooding your chicks, when you are raising your birds. Your physical observation, your senses, they have to be alive. What do I mean? When you look at them physically, is the spacing enough for them? Right now, this spacing is too small for them. The very space I provided for them since day one, I have not expanded it, so it's very small. So I need to expand the brooder now, because if I don't do that, they are going to suffer. Because as I entered into this place right now, I could perceive some little smell. Though it isn't much, I will be replacing this sawdust as well as expanding this brooder. This is unlike our previous batch, because I think normally we normally replace this bedding materials by day 8, day 9, at times maybe day 7, depending on how rapid the growth of the chicks are. That's what actually determines if you are to change the sawdust soon or not. Because as I always say, I don't have to wait until the whole place is totally messed up before trying to come and replace the bedding materials. No, you don't have to do that. So when you observe that, okay, from your physical observation, or you can perceive some level of odor, don't wait, replace it immediately. Don't wait until fly has started flying up and down before coming to replace them. No, you don't have to do that. Now, there was something that happened today. Somehow I wasn't that happy about it. Today we lost one. Today, this wasn't as a result of anything, but as a result of the person I placed in charge while I was away. He did some things that I didn't really like, because the tray feeder containing some feed, what she told me she did was to hang it on top of this other tube feeder, or while trying to remove the wood shape from the second one that she was holding. But unknown to her that tray feeder was going to fall off from this tube feeder, and that tray feeder fell on this chick. So while trying to revive the chick, she could not revive the chick. So that was how we lost this one. Out of the number we stock, is only one we have lost. It's still a very good one, though I wasn't happy about it, but there is nothing I can do about it. You losing one chick, you know how much it is, because the cost of day old chicks today is not friendly at all. So this is it. Now, there is one amazing thing I want to share with you now. Do you know what happened today? That is this early hour of day 7. I decided to pick the ones that I can observe that, okay, these are the bigger ones among these chicks. I picked them. Do you know the result I got? I got about 215 grams. We've not gotten to day 7 properly. We still have about 12 hours to get to day 7. We got exactly 215 grams using this new feed that I am using. This is very impressive, I can tell you. So after doing that, I decided to pick some other ones that are not that massive from the way I'm looking at them. So do you know what those ones gave me? Those ones gave me 170 something, 160 something grams. Can you see how this feed is giving us a very good result? I want to be sure that by the time we get to day 7, that's when I'm going to take the average weight proper and update you. If this result that I'm getting from this exceeds the breed weight that we've been using, wow, this is a very good one that we should stick to. So that is the purpose of all this. I'm going to, 2 things we'll be doing by day 7. When we hit day 7 properly, we'll be taking the average weight. We'll also be vaccinating these chicks, because if you remember, the same medication chart, the vaccination chart I created that I posted on in my channel some days ago, it's still that same chart we'll be using to raise these birds till we dispose them. So what we did as at day 6, which is yesterday, that's some hours ago, we placed them on plain water. That's what they are still on right now. They are drinking plain water, because it's not all about giving draws till you dispose them. No, at a time you need to take some break. Let them be on plain water before you commence the medication again. So they are on plain water right now. By day 7, we are going to give our first dose of Lasota vaccine. I can tell you, based on what I am seeing right now, the physical look of these birds, they are very okay from the way I'm seeing them right now. So I need to replace this bedding materials now. You see, I know I was going to replace these bedding materials in no time, so that was the more reason I didn't dump it here. It takes so much thickness. You can see how light it is, because I know in no time I'll be replacing it. So when you are starting off like this, you don't have to make it so thick, because in less than 1 week or max day 9, you'll be doing the replacement. So why making it so thick? So that is one of the reasons I didn't make it thick. So as soon as I pack out the whole thing, I'm going to put a fresh one. Okay, now this is the pen. I've removed the used liters already. I'm yet to pour in the new liters. So that's what I'll be doing right now, and then rearrange the feeders again so that they'll be able to eat properly. Now you can see I have replaced the liters. I've also expanded the brooder. Now there is one other thing I need to tell us today. Now, as at last night, we stopped providing heat for these chicks, but that is by day 6 we remove heat from them totally. You need to understand something, that if you are brooding broilers, it's totally different from you brooding layers. Because if it were to be layers, we'll still be providing heat for them somehow. Though during the sunny day, we reduce the heat, or we may even turn it off totally. Once it's cold like this, we bring back the heat. That is for layers. But if it's for broilers, if that's your plan for broilers, I don't think you want to raise broilers, because they detest heat. They don't like heat in any form. Because there is something I would like you to try. When you pick any of these chicks, you will see how warm their body is. Now, adding to the heat when it is not necessary will be detrimental to their health. We don't want that. So we want them to be comfortable. All through last night, I left all this tarpaulin. I left it open, the whole place. I left it open, and I keep on coming to check on them to see, are they huddling together, to see if the cold is much for them. I discovered that they were busy eating and all of that, so they were not even concerned about the cold. So I left them. Since that disease, I have not provided heat for them. I'm not going to give them any more heat. So that's the last time we provide heat for them. So till we dispose them, no heat again. So the brooding has somehow ended, that is providing heat for them. So though the care that we still need to give to these chicks, it continues. Till we dispose them, we'll keep providing some care to them. Now we've expanded the pen. They have more than enough space right now. I can tell you the rate at which these chicks are growing. In about 3 days, we might be thinking of expanding this place for them again. Now, because this particular batch that I stock, based on what I'm saying, is going to be very, very massive by that day 35. Now, in case you are new to this channel, we don't raise our best till 6 weeks. No, by day 35, when most of them will be weighing 2.7, 2.8, 2.93, 3.2 kg, we are done. We dispose them, because we don't really see any need to keep them any longer in the pen before disposing them, because that is where the profit is maximum by that week 5, if you really do your job very well. So you can dispose your best by week 5. You heard me right, because we've been doing it. It's not the first time we are doing it. The last batch we did, by day 35, we dispose them, make our profit, and move on. So that's how we do it at Farmbiz with Markay. Now we still have to leave this flip top feeder and the tray feeder. So there is another type of feeder I want to make, that rectangular feeder, just like this other one that I have in here. So by tomorrow, I'm going to add it to it, because I came back somehow late today, so I couldn't finish it. So by tomorrow, I'm going to add it to this pen and probably remove all the tray feeders that you are seeing here. Now, I know by day 9, before we end week 2, before we get to day 14, this feeder, you might not see this feeder here again. This tube feeder that we introduced by day 5, you might not see them here again. We'll be replacing them with the feeder that we'll be using to raise them till we dispose them. By then, because the way I'm looking at them, by then they will be matured enough to pick feed from that adult feeder, the one I will call adult feeder. They will be matured enough to pick feed from there. So we'll use that to raise them till disposal. Now, there is something, you know, I said something that these nipple drinkers, I used it for brooding. Now, it's not, I have not expanded the pen enough for me to flip this other end so that it will be on a straight line. No, I have not expanded it enough. Maybe in our next expansion that will be expanding the pen. So we'll now have to flip this other end of this nipple drinker line. We move it to this other end so that it will form a straight line. Now, I also, in a way, rearrange these bell drinkers because, you know, the one was at that other end, the other one was still here. So I had to move because I don't want to leave this place open, because if you observe that there is no drinker here. So I had to move the other bell drinkers in here so that anywhere they are in the pen, they don't have to travel so long for them to be able to have access to drinking waters. So that's the essence of me rearranging the bell drinkers so that wherever they are, they should be able to have access to drinking water, because it's so important for their growth. Very, very important. You don't have to joke with it. So once they complete the 7, exactly the 7, that is exactly 7 days that we introduce them to this brooder, we'll take the average weight. I know the average weight will be very, very massive. It will be surprising because, just like I said at the beginning of this video, I weighed a very few of them. One was already giving me 215 grams. Massive, right? So that's to tell you there will be a whole lot of them weighing that to over 200. So it's very likely our average weight is going to hit 200 grams, if I'm not mistaken. So we may even exceed that 200 grams, because in the past I got something 205 grams as our average weight by day 7. So if we get it again, it won't be surprising. Remember, this is a brand new feed. From the look of things, this feed is very, very okay based on what I'm saying in my best. Now we are finally at day 7 that we've been waiting for. What I am going to do right now is to take the average weight of these chicks to know how far we've been doing in terms of this feed, if it's been giving us the result we expected. Okay, now this is the scale I'll be making use of, because I just got this from an online store. So I'll be making use of this 10 liters rubber, place the chicks inside so that they won't be able to run off when I'm putting them on the scale, and then put them here to weigh them. So normally, as usual, by the time we put the rubber here, we need to, okay, now 2 ways to do this. I'll press on tie. This rubber is already weighing about 209 grams. So by the time I press on tie, it turns to 0. Then I can now go and get some chicks and then put it on this scale to weigh them. Okay, I have in here about 8 chicks. So let me quickly do the weighing so that I don't suffocate them. So this scale has already been zeroized. Okay, this 8 chicks is weighing 1,700 and, okay, just a minute, let it stabilize. 1,777 grams by 8 chicks. Okay, this is the second one. I have in here 10 chicks. So remember, we've already pressed on the tab button. As soon as we lift up the rubber, it turns to minus this. So by the time we press this back, this is giving us by 10 chicks. We're having, okay, just wait. Let it stabilize. Okay, just wait. Okay, this is about 2024 grams. That's the second set that we brought. So I'll be separating them this way. I'll separate them. Once I'm done weighing them, that's when I'm going to bring them back into the brooder where they are. Again, you don't have to select, you just have to pick at random. Then we've already picked from this end. We need to move to some other end and pick our chicks to weigh. Okay, this is the third set. 10 chicks. I'm getting 2,094 grams. That's the third set by 10 chicks. Okay, this is the fourth set. I'm getting here 2,118 grams by 10 chicks. Okay, so again, I'm going to add them to these ones. Okay, coming, let me pick. Now this is the fifth one. We are getting 2,030 grams. 2,030 grams by 10 chicks. 2,030 grams by 10 chicks. Okay, this is the sixth one that I'm bringing to weigh. I have here 2,112 grams. 2,112. That's what I have here by 10 chicks. So let me take one more sample and then come and calculate my average. Okay, this is the next sample that I've just put in. I have here 2070 gram by 10 chicks again. Okay, this will be the last sample that we are going to weigh. What we have in here is about 2000. Just a minute. 2011 gram by 10 chicks. So that's all. I'm going to calculate my average weight now and then know what we get as our average weight. Thank you. Thank you so very much. If you find this video helpful, in a way to say thank you, kindly do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, like, comment and share, as this will help us to grow our channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you so very much.